Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's webinar on boosting the immune system. So thank you everyone new who's come in and maybe don't understand how I work. So I just want to talk, well, first welcome everybody in. So I see a lot of you are in there already, and maybe some of you are watching the recording. So thank you for being part of this webinar, and thank you for taking the time to be here with me now. It's really, it's my first time actually to have a Zoom webinar of this scale, so thank you. I normally worked on Safengo, but this is a new experience for me, so technically let's see how it goes. So thank you once again. And what I want to share with you is just some very simple keys on how to really take care of your own health. And how I'm working is in many different ways. So I'm working very much with the subconsciousness, and I'm working with resetting the subconsciousness. So our consciousness, when we're purely present, and like my dog that was here a moment ago, so it's like the dog, the animals are pure conscious, they're pure presence, okay? And when you're in that state, it's like somebody in the honeymoon period in love. It shows on a cellular level. So you can see when someone's in love, they look healthy, they look vibrant, they're passionate, and you can feel the life force in them, and everybody wants to be around you. So it's the same thing. That's the conscious mind. So the subconscious mind is when you're in programs, when you're in automatic, all the programming takes over the system. So what I'm going to work with tonight, directly connected with the health, is I want to work in the subconscious mind and see what's in the subconscious mind in connection with different illnesses or anything to do with the immune system. Also, I noticed over the years, the more I'm in the cells, the physical cells, and I really honor my body. I remember years ago, I woke up and I had an experience years ago where I was in a wheelchair, and it was such a challenge. It was really, well, for me to ask someone else to help me. But also it was really, a big thing to put on my socks. I remember that so well. And I remember after finally, when I recovered and learned how to reconnect with the body and heal the body, years later, I remember waking up one morning and thinking, wow, how blessed I am, how fortunate I am that I can open my eyes and I can move my legs and I can do things. So I started to really become more conscious of really honoring my body and honoring how my body's taking care of me. It's like people can leave me, different things can happen, but my body's here for me and it stayed with me. So let's make the body our best friend, because it's a friend that always stays with us and hangs around. So how I learned to connect to the cells, because actually the cells, are genetics. Maybe there was a genetic illness in the ancestral lines. You can change that. And you have the power to change your cells. You have the power to change any diagnosis, any chronic conditions. It's only the mindset. We're programming ourselves every day with the media, with the news, with what's happening in the media at the moment, for example. So this is programming from the outside. So when I really connect deep on a cellular level, and we have stem cells inside us, for example, and the stem cells can be anything. They can heal any part of the body, and they can heal the organs and the skin, the tissues. The stem cells are programmable. And if you bring your consciousness and your awareness to the stem cells, you can start regenerating them. So tonight I want to really share with you, and once again, how I'm working is I'm doing it in my body, and it's like physics. When I do something and we make a connection, it's like your spirit, your system, your cells will start changing themselves and remembering. So I'm not doing the work, you're doing the work. It's your spirit. It's your spirit who can heal itself. It's your spirit who can transform. And I'm simply mirroring that to your cells. And as we mirror our cells together, the cells start changing. The immune system starts changing. I remember years ago when I noticed my immune system was low, and I realized that it was because there was a belief system in my immune system. So there was a part of my immune system which was not protecting me. When I opened up the immune system and started looking deeper into the immune system, there was a lot of programming from separation around the childhood. Say parents were arguing or something like this. It's like it creates these smaller imprints in us when we're a child. When we're a child, we're like a sponge. And every time there's an argument, it sort of creates an imprint. And if there's enough imprints there, the energy of separation is there. And this actually will affect the immune system. So later on, the system will close after usually about 7, 8, up to 13. The system will close. And later on, people will activate, when we get triggered by somebody, when someone says something to us and triggers us, it's opening up old emotions which are connected to our childhood. And these fields are about separation. So the energy starts coming out. So what I propose to you is that I'm going to go into a state, just true meditation, of bringing you back into wholeness, bring you back into completion, a feeling of completion. So I'm going to guide you through a very easy, relaxed meditation, which I'm going to share with you through my living experience of it. And I'm going to share with you, and your cells will start transforming, and your subconsciousness. I'm going to work very deep in the subconsciousness with your permission. So I invite you to take really a deep breath and breathing into your spine and being aware of your spine and how you're sitting on the chair, and be aware of the noises around you or the distractions. And I remember when I started to do this, I remember the first yoga class I got, I was like, what are they all doing? I couldn't switch off the mind. I was running what am I going to eat later on, what am I going to do tomorrow, what I was doing work. So my mind was really active. And after years of practicing, I started to realize why the mind was active. So it's okay to be the observer of the mind, and you don't need to try and switch it off. Simply accept the mind if it's active, accept any insecurities, accept that I might look crazy, accept if you don't believe this, it's all cool. Accepting any resistance. Beautiful. And now we're making a connection. We're getting deeper. And I want to invite that this field actually supports us all to make a big shift and a transformation and to get physical results in your lives and your health. So I invite you now, once again, to breathe into your spine. And become aware of your physical spine. And also as spirit, we have these energetic bodies, which are non-physical, where energy and vibration. And this energy sometimes gets stuck, but it wants to flow. So I invite you to breathe now into your cells. Imagine all your cells. And breathe into your cells. And these are your physical cells. And you've got energy as well, which is your spirit, which flows into the cells. Beautiful. And now in the center of the brain, behind the third eye, we have a pineal gland, and the pineal gland looks like a pearl. And if you set the intention, bring your intention to the pineal gland in the center of the brain. It's like a pearl, a soft pearl. And breathe into that pearl. Beautiful. And really accept that you're number one in your connection with that pearl. And the pineal gland is going to activate. Beautiful. And just set the intention to breathe into this energy that's inside this pearl. Beautiful. And being aware of your feet as well and your whole body as this pearl is rotating and the energy is building up and building up and building up. I now invite you to be aware of your frontal lobe and set the intention that you're also accepting that you're responsible for your creativity, your creative channel, and this channel opens up from the pineal gland into the frontal lobe. And don't worry if you're not getting this or feeling anything, it's all working, it's all cool. And the frontal lobe is simply opening, 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 opening. And imagine it's like a room on front of this. You've got this amazing sea view and there was curtains, and now you're opening the curtains, and this is here. And you're really going into the brain, going into your frontal lobe. And you're bringing your full intention to be in your own frontal lobe. And you really go left and right into the frontal lobe even more. It's like having a good look out the window, really owning that space as your space. The frontal lobe is like the happiest space. It brings us into pure consciousness, pure connection. So for any designers or anyone creating things, visions, this is the space we want to be in. Beautiful. And giving some time and space now. So the pineal gland is active, frontal lobe is active. Taking a deep breath into the heart. Beautiful. And now I invite you to open this energy 360 degrees. I'm guiding you, don't worry, I'm doing it myself, so it'll mirror and activate on you. And it's going to the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. And your consciousness is going into the brain, into the subconscious fields of the brain. Left and right, and it's activating in the brain, and you're accepting to be number one in your own brain and to open up all the areas of the brain and the brain stem. As it opens even more, it's almost light is going into the brain, more space is going into the brain. Beautiful. And the frontal lobe is getting more active, more light, and this light is pouring down through the brain, down the brain stem. So the whole brain is active now. And set the intention that you're number one in your channel, in your creativity. That you're creating like nobody else. There's no one else like you in the world. That's your creative channel. And this creativity is coming down through the pineal gland into the frontal lobe, and it's going through both hemispheres and going back into the brain stem where all the habits are. This is really rewiring the whole brain. So now more light is flowing through, and you're moving into left and right hemisphere, brainstem, and beautiful. Beautiful, great. It's really, I feel you're doing it really beautiful. And it's opening up more. And as I say, this is the honeymoon period when you're in love. So I'm activating the honeymoon period when you're in love, which has an effect on your immune system. And breathing up into the brain as the energies flow, because energy is meant to flow. Beautiful, it's flowing. And now bring your awareness to your spine, all the way down, and this energy from the frontal lobe pours down your spine, back of the heart, spinal fluid. And don't worry if you're not feeling anything, or if you're not understanding. You're doing great. When I started doing this work, I didn't feel anything, sense anything, but days later I got the effect. Beautiful, going further down the spine, and be aware of your tailbone, just down the bottom, tailbone, below the sacrum, beautiful. And all the spinal fluid, accepting to be number one in your spine, number one in your spinal fluid. And just giving some space now. As you're moving more beautifully, it's working much deeper. So coming more into the brain. And opening the spaces in the brain. And breathing into the pineal gland again as it's getting more active. And it sort of spins a little bit like a spinning top. And the pineal gland center of the brain has a pulse like the heartbeat. It's connecting to your heartbeat and it's pulsing. Beautiful. You're really getting it, nice. It's easy, good. And now visualize your nervous system like a complete wiring system in a house. Your nervous system, set the intention to connect the frontal lobe energy through your nervous system, that you're moving home into your own nervous system, that you're occupying, and your creator part of your brain is active in your nervous system. Beautiful. That you're really accepting to be fully in your nervous system. And once again, breathing down to the nervous system and let out through the mouth. As your system relaxes that way and flows. Beautiful. That's be aware of your feet and your full nervous system, like switching it on. You're moving into your nervous system. And now imagine your cells and imagine a mini you in every single cell, that there's a full you complete with everything you need in every single cell in your body, and accepting that every cell is you and every cell is important, not to forget any cell. So your intention is to accept every cell as you. Every cell as you, accepting every cell as you, a mini you in every cell. Every single cell is important, not leaving any cells out. Set the intention to connect to every cell, and there's a mini you in every cell. And you're accepting yourself in every cell. And now I invite you to allow this energy from the frontal lobe to pour into the cells, and the cells start filling up with energy, and they're little orbs, but that is you, versions of you as energy, balls of energy, lighting up. And this energy goes into every cell, breathing into the cells. And once again, this is the body response to when you're in love with somebody. So you're falling in love with yourself, you're falling in love with your cells. Beautiful. And you're going into every cell, and every cell is important. Every cell is needed. Organs, liver, kidneys, spleen, nervous system, bones, bone marrow. Every cell is lovable. Every cell is important. Every cell is needed. As you're accepting a mini version of you in every cell, and breathing into the cells, space. And once again, set the intention to breathe even more space, accepting more space in the cells as they plump up. And I accept myself in every cell. Connect, listening to your heartbeat, feeling your heartbeat, and accepting one consciousness, one you connected to every cell. It's you who's connected to every cell. Oneness, connection with every cell. So it's like a beehive, a collective. They're all supporting each other and pulsing together, regenerating. And as they're pulsing, as they're spinning, the genetic programming is flowing out of the system. So it's like your consciousness is moving into the cells. So it's like reprogramming your cells, pure consciousness, pure love. And every cell has space to flow, and accepting full responsibility of your health back, full responsibility of your health, of your cells back. From every system. Now I'm working very deep in the programming and the mindsets around health. Accepting full responsibility of your cells back, of your own health back from all systems that you gave it away. Beautiful. There's a beautiful pulse. There's a flow there. Nice. I'm working in the background at any self-hatred as well in subconsciousness. I'm just working with that. I don't need to get sick to be loved. I don't need to get sick to be loved, to be seen, to be heard, to be felt. I accept myself as I am. There's a lot of different mindsets I'm feeling. And I'll give you an example. I remember when I had an accident and I was told I may never walk again, that information was more powerful than the trauma. It took longer for me to release from my body, actually. I healed the body, but the biggest thing for me, I remember a friend of mine had said to me, his sister was having an operation and they needed my wheelchair. And I was walking fine, everything was fine. And I remember the hardest thing for me was to give back, to give away the wheelchair. I didn't want to give to her. I was like, no, 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 she can get her own wheelchair. She can have her own. So I needed to really give away the experience of having that wheelchair, to give away the crutch, to let go of the crutch. So if you have any diagnosis, for me, it's very important to have your own experience of that and to step out of everybody else's experiences of it. Make it your own experience. You can change everything. Really claiming back full responsibility of your own cells, your own body, your own life, your own space. And take whatever it is as your experience. If you're taking any pills, take it in your way. Beautiful. I'm just working in the cells now with the cells. I'm working now on a cellular level, but to really bring balance into the system again. So what I'm doing is I'm giving transmissions, just energy, to those parts where they may not be complete. And it's like north and south poles, or if you imagine magnets that are stuck together is where there's a trauma. And then magnets which are turned the opposites, where there's space, it's like your channel. There's electricity actually in our cells. So I'm just bringing in like a blueprints, different blueprints of health. And your body remembers, your body knows how to heal. You don't have to do anything. Your body knows how to heal. The cells know how to heal. They just need the few blueprints, just a pulse, like the spark plug in the car. And breathing, I invite you to breathe into your digestion. Space. And the digestion is beautiful because the digestion holds what you can't experience. Because usually when there's a trauma, we leave the body, we get out of the experience, but the body holds the memories. So all the information you need is in the body. And as you become conscious, or as you stay in the body and have that experience, then the digestion starts letting things go, what it was holding. Digestion is like the brain. It's another brain. Beautiful. Now it's really working on a cellular level. Nice. Very good. Breathing through your spine again. And we're really working deep in the subconsciousness now. We've a lot of different frozen fields where those traumas or different belief systems. So I'm just freshening, getting the energy moving again. So they remember to move and let go, to flow. Taking a deep breath. Yeah, beautiful. And really being aware of your cells, your body, and I invite you to really Set the intention to be in your body as the energy flows and streams through us. And the magnetism inside us and the magnetism of Mother Earth starts working and firing up the cells, and they start moving and sparking up energy moving in the cells. I'm not talking much because I'm in the subconsciousness. It's like, as I say, the subconsciousness controls a lot of our lives. So I'm just working deep in there to align the subconsciousness with the consciousness. And releasing any sacrificial energy from us. So you're going deeper and deeper inside yourself, more lighter space inside. Even if the mind's active, it's okay. As you get more aware and more connected to the subconscious and to the conscious mind, it leaves a space inside of you. It's like going into, it's activating you more. Moment. Everything working in the subconsciousness is connected to the immune system. So I'm working with them without naming even different traumas or belief systems. It's just working in it. taking a deep breath into your cells, showing up in every cell, accepting yourself in every cell, accepting the power of each cell. And what was really useful for me to find out as well, that every time I was not fully in the body, it was connected to an experience or a vibration that I feel from somebody, or somebody opens it in me, where it was connected to something I felt in my childhood. And as a child, as a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, I can't leave the room, but I can leave my body. So I needed to leave the body. And usually it's a sign when you feel like you want to go to bed, you want to go into your cave. I feel exhausted, I feel overwhelmed, I feel tired. So that is when you're getting out of your body and something heavy has opened up. So you can change that and you can say, okay, I'm an adult now. I can leave the room. I can say stop. I can say it's enough. I don't need to leave the body like I did as a child. So I can reprogram myself not to leave the body, stay with the body, stay with the cells, because if I get out of the body, my cells are affected. So I stay with my body and I consciously decide to do something, to say something, to leave the room, to leave the house, whatever it is, but I have the free will back. It's my free will. I can also leave the body if I want, but it's my choice to stay in the body because I'm not a child anymore. And I don't need to go to bed. I don't need to go to bed to disappear, to go into my cave. I can act, I can do something. It's only a switch, turning a switch in the subconsciousness. Beautiful, you did it. So anytime you feel this overwhelmed, I'm exhausted, okay, it can be that the body's tired, but if it's coming up very strong and regularly, it can be because something from your childhood has activated. And normally in the childhood, you needed to get out of the body and go to bed, sleep. So if you can consciously say to your system, I'm an adult, I stay present, and I do something. I stay in the body, I stay in my cells. This way the body won't build up any residue of trauma or old inflammation. And the body can start healing. The immune system starts working. The immune system for me, the biggest activation of my immune system was when I learned this from my dog. When a cat ran out in front of my dog, and I could feel, wow, this cat has something that I'm missing. And that was the ability to defend myself. So once I brought that into my system, my immune system turned on and started defending itself, started activating. So I'm going to bring that up now. And you can do that with blueprints, like Tina, Hercules beside me. So it's like these archetype blueprints can activate the immune system. So I'm just opening all the different blueprints of archetypes now. So you can really reclaim the ability to stand up for yourself, defend yourself in your own space, your own way, your own time. These are all so fast, you did it. And breathing into the feet. Breathing into your body and being over your spine. Breathing into your hips. new space. Beautiful, you did it, very good. Breathing, yeah, into your body and really stretching your body. And I invite you, really, I'm going to start resetting because we got different sides, different directions as well. So I invite you to sway a little bit and accepting your left side supports your right side in a new way because you just changed. The left side supports the right side in a new way because you've changed. Right side supports the left side to expand in a new way because you've changed. Front supports the back to expand in a new way because you've changed. Back supports the front to expand in a new way because you've changed. Above supports below to expand in a new way because you've changed. Below supports above to expand in a new way because you've changed. Mind, so your spirit's mind, your spirit's voice, your spirit's heart, your spirit's gut, your spirit's roots expand in a new way. Your spirit's roots, gut, spirit's heart, spirit's voice, spirit's mind supports each other to expand in a new way. Cells support spirit in a new way. Cells support spirit in a new way. Spirit supports cells in a new way. Spirit supports the cells in a new way. Spirit supports your nervous system in a new way. Breathing into the nervous system. Nervous system supports your spirit in a new way. And breathing into your body. Inside supports the outside to expand in a new way. Outside supports the inside to expand in a new way. And taking a deep breath. Accepting life force. Accepting your own life force. In a new way. Your life force supports your cells in a new way. Your life force supports your cells in a new way, your spirit in a new way. breathing into new cells. Complete reset of the cells. So they're vibrating on a different frequency, different level of consciousness. It's your spirit, it's you in the cells. It's you healing yourself. It's your intention in the cells. Your power in the cells. Beautiful, great. So, nice, very nice. So I don't know if you felt or experienced it, but did you notice when we connect with the pineal gland, center of the brain, and the frontal lobe, how your consciousness opened up? And then setting the intention that you're responsible for your creative channel is extremely powerful, because we give this away to other people, our power, our energy away to other people. So first accepting yourself as the creator in your own channel, and that's your responsibility. This activates the core of your power. Pineal gland active, what we did, it opened up the frontal lobe, and then the frontal lobe accepting to occupy left and right hemispheres and the reptilian brain, where all the habits are, and then really moving down into the spine and allowing the frontal lobe energy to flow down into your cells, into your immune system. And it's pouring pure consciousness, pure love, pure spirit into your cells. And this deprograms all the trauma in the system. We have two brains. We've got many brains, but we've got our consciousness, we've got the brain here, and also we've got the body brain. So the body brain has all the emotional body. So it's like if you take a conscious leap or a conscious decision that you're out of your comfort zone now, your body brain will start complaining or say it's not the right time, or don't go to the gym yet, or don't do that yet. So we have to really say to our body brain, say, okay, I'm operating the system here. I'm the operator here. And it's my choice to go to the gym. So even though all the excuses pop up in the system. So I need to train myself and reprogram myself not to allow the system, the old habits. So I'm reprogramming consciousness back into my system. So by doing this short meditation, by activating the frontal lobe, pineal gland, and allowing that to go down into your nervous system and your cells, emotional body, it's also deprogramming the body brain. So it brings more life force in, and it brings stability into the system, flow, balance. So if you practice that every day and do it for 30 days, you're going to reprogram your whole system, your whole life, and bring you into a state of pure consciousness. And it really is like going to the gym. You need to practice like an athlete. And as you're practicing, you become more conscious, and you're the creating your life. You're the creator of your own life. But it takes some practice to keep doing it and commit to it and show up every day doing it. and really honoring yourselves and claiming back responsibility daily for your health, for your life. And we're on the iPhones, we're doing many different things nowadays, so we're getting very fragmented. So it's very important to really collect yourself, to bring yourself back into presence. I normally check myself and I say, okay, how much of me is present here now? So I always say, okay, from 1 to 100%, how much of me is present here right now? And I'll take a deep breath, some space, and you'll get a percentage. And then you give yourself the same question, some more space. How much of me is present here right now? And it's okay to have the mind active, but with the awareness of the percentage level of you being here, how much of you is in the body, present right here, right now, giving yourself some space, you'll notice that you'll get more present in the body. And if you do that enough times, that becomes the new habit. So you'll notice when you're out of presence, you can immediately go back into presence with just the intention if you do it enough times. I created a program, Boost Immune System, and it's broke down into different sections. So I've got created a series of 4 webinars. And the first one is the ancestral lines. So it's ancestral clearing, releasing genetic information, inheritance, inherited illness, fears, diseases. It's different aspects. So I'll go in very detailed. The second one is mind body. The information is on the website. Third one's about reclaiming the power of stem cells and activating the immune system. We've done all these in this, so all is good. But I'm going to go in really detailed and in stages and go in each webinar into different systems, everything connected with the health and immune system, boosting the immune system. So this 4 series is taking place. It's starting on the 10th of this month. So I invite you, if you want to take a look on the website, I left the link there. You'll see all the information on the 4 webinars. It's a series, so I'll be going through all the different programming and subconscious belief systems. So if you're new to this work, I'll go very detailed into each section and build each level up, each layer up. They're all recorded, so I'm doing it in a way that you can watch them, and you can watch them many times. So it's like receiving a healing session, a session every time. And really, every time you watch it, it's matching exactly where you are, and it's allowing you to grow and to develop in new ways, or maybe to hear new things, as this webinar is as well. And you'll get the recordings for this tomorrow. And if you watch it again, I was a bit nervous in the beginning. So if you watch it again, you will feel how it's going deeper and deeper every time, and how your cells are responding to it every time, and how much you can really heal yourself. I remember, even, for example, I had very low levels of iron, and I got that reading, and I was saying, okay, I need to change this. So I worked on why I was out of the body, why wasn't connected to the earth, all the different belief systems behind it. And then the last reading, the last blood I had was basically that there was nearly too much iron in my blood. So you can change everything. Everything you can change. I was told I couldn't change it. I changed it. You can change everything. I worked with the eyesight. I changed the eyesight. So you can work with everything. The body is giving you a message. And if you look behind, you can change it. And if you really bring your intention in every day to check in with the body, what's the body wisdom telling you? What's behind it? You will start finding the answers. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. And really, this short meditation tonight is enough as well, because if you practice that enough times, you'll bring this love feeling, or this honeymoon period, into your cells, into your daily life, and that is pure presence. So I want to thank Karen especially for setting up this webinar. Karen Hyder, she's given me so much help with the website and setting up this, and Sergio too, and everyone in the background, and Esther for giving us all these links and everything. So thank you for everyone for being part of this webinar. Thank you for all the support, and anyone new. I was a little nervous in the beginning, so I'm starting to warm up. It's the first time to do the webinars here, so I wasn't sure technically how it worked. So I'm feeling more comfortable with it now. So as I say, we have a new series of webinars. Information's on the website, and it's Tuesday the 10th of the 3rd they start. So maybe I'll see you there, or at one of the. Also, I've different workshops coming up in Athens, but all the information is on the website. So thank you everyone for being part of this and supporting this field. And yes, I hope I set the intention that you got something out of this. Beautiful. Thank you everyone. Have a beautiful evening. And thank you for being part of this, and thank you for all the support and sharing with the years as well. Have a great evening. Thank you. And you'll get the recordings tomorrow. And I'd love to hear how you feel. Often it's like I feel the results sometimes immediately or days later, but yeah, leave that space of curiosity open. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Oh, thank you for the feedback. I just see it now. Oh, Margaret, thank you. Helen, oh, nice to connect with you, Helen. Fish, Astrid. Beautiful. Thank you, Sandra. I don't know. Oh. So nice to connect you. Technology is great. I'm getting slowly better at it. Oh, great. From Miss you all in Dusseldorf. Thank you everyone in Hungary. And yes, thank you everyone for being part of this and for sharing it as well. I really appreciate it. And yeah, switch off the news in a way and really create a new reality inside, and then you create another reality outside. Thank you.